Welcome back to another edition of Tarot and Tea. I'm Safrianna Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide and Priestess of Brigid. And today I am back, as I am every single week, to draw some cards for the collective and drop into some personal updates. So I do have to say, I feel like we might have just an extra little bridge between our cards and my personal update today, because I'm really feeling called to do some manifestation language with y'all. So let's dive in and see what the cards have to say, and then we'll get into the rest. So I am pulling a sacred geometry activation for us. I always get a spam call as soon as I go live. I'm pulling from sacred geometry activations. And this is just our overarching energy to be aware of for this week, or something to tap into to support us. The energy of miracle. Gorgeous colors. The energy of miracle. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So we're being invited to dream this week, to play in the possibilities of what might be possible. And I love this. I just said in between the segments, I want to do some manifestation. This is exactly it. I want us to really step into the energy of miracles and what is possible for us on every level, to imagine together that we are living a life of just the utmost dreaminess and wondrousness and love and joy and pleasure and play and all of the things. So may there be miracles for us this week. And look around you for those little miracles, the things that have already been here for you, but that maybe 10, 20 years ago, you did not think would even be possible for you. And so these miracles that are here for you now, can you tune in and really embrace those? All right. I'm super thirsty this morning for some reason. I don't know what that is about, but I feel like I could drink 3 gallons of water. All right, let's see what our tarot has to say for the week. I loved there were some synchronicities. Some people were saying that they also pulled last week's card. I always love when that happens, except for maybe when it's death, which is what my response was, because that was a wild week and we were going through it that week. It was a little less than pleasant. But I do feel like the energies have been... All right, we're going with the card that just fell out on top, because we had a lot come out there. So, interestingly enough, it is the 7 of Pentacles reversed. You can see how long I've had this deck, because I literally have torn off the words. This is really interesting to get in conjunction with miracle, and here's why. This is letting us know, reversed, that perhaps we're experiencing more dissatisfaction than we would let on. Maybe we're dissatisfied with our work, with a project, or even in a relationship where we're meant to be building together, and we're not getting enough reward for the work that we're putting in. We're not experiencing the energy being reciprocated back to us in some way. You could be feeling exhausted right now because of all this effort that you've been putting in, and there may never seem to be enough hours in the day for you to get what you need to get done. And because of this, you may be feeling impatient or worried or even melancholic. So the 7 of Pentacles reversed here is inviting us to look at, where are we not satisfied? And remember, that is in our control to do something with. Only we can be in control of our life. So where can you bring in more satisfaction? Where can you invite in the miracles and the play and the possibility of something greater coming your way? So 7 of Pentacles reversed is our tarot message of the week. I know I've been getting a ton of reversals lately in general, and I just feel like it's this big, big, big invitation to slow down. We are still in a retrograde, but to slow down and notice and pay attention to what's coming up for us in a very fresh way, with fresh eyes. All right, and now, last but not least, let's pull from our oracle. This week we are pulling from Angels and Ancestors, one of my classic favorites. And I'm asking for oracle support here on what we need to know as we're facing down the desire for more, as we are stepping into the realms of possibility, as we're seeking these miracles to move away from our dissatisfaction. What do we need to know? I love this. This is just so spot on. All right, so first we have the Seer. See beyond your current circumstances or your current situation. And so that is really going hand in hand with this Seven of Pentacles reversed. See beyond this present circumstances. Begin to dream, begin to play, begin to see what is possible for you beyond this present moment. There is an activation that's available for you when you sink in and you listen to your body, you listen to your heart, you listen to your soul. You get out of just listening to your mind and actually seeing something with your mind that is beyond even this present circumstance. So that is the invitation here, is to really open ourselves up to what we need to see beyond. Last week we had the third eye chakra, I believe, and this is just reiterating that, like, keep going, keep seeing deeper, keep looking forward, and know that you are not stuck right here, right now, forever. The only constant in life is change. So allow yourself to ride those waves of change. Our next card is the Spirit Fox. And this is about trusting your talents in changing times. So as you're waiting for those miracles, as you are sitting in, well, I don't want you to wait for miracles. I want you to open your arms for the miracles, first of all. But as you are opening yourself to receive the miracles, you also are deepening your self-trust. You are relying more and more on yourself each and every day. You are coming home to yourself, anchoring in, finding that inner voice that really leads you forward. This is all about, the miracle and the satisfaction comes from us being who we really are, playing as ourselves, playing the role of us, not the role of what someone else put on us, not people pleasing, not shrinking ourselves or playing small, but really the miracle and the joy of being who we are. This is saying, trust those talents, trust the gifts that you have. They are meant for you, and you are made to express them in the world. So even when you're feeling uncertain, or if you're feeling that dissatisfaction in some way, something's not quite going the way that you want it to, this is the invitation to really lean into trust of you, your talents, and how you will see this through. And then last but not least, we have the card of summer, the symbol of the bee. And this is all about basking in joy and light and being in this season. So we are still in summer. In fact, we are winding down from summer, right? We are winding towards fall. We're still in the season. We are really in the heart of it, in the center of it in so many ways. But have we basked enough in the actual joy of being who we are this summer? Have we been able to shine our light in the world? I know personally I've been feeling, I've had a lot of social encounters, but I haven't had a lot of like professional workshops or stuff going on this summer. And I feel like that is because I've been in my own hermit mode this summer. So I want to just validate for you, like, summer might not be your most emergent time. If you have a hermit in your design like I do, it might be a hermit time for you. You might not like the heat. You might like to stay indoors, but I've been so social. I just haven't been doing a lot of work. So where can you continue to play and stand in your joy, stand in your light? And what is that inviting you in to shining when we go back to this Seven of Pentacles reversed, saying something's not quite working for you. You're not quite satisfied yet. And what I want to say about that too is that, is it a mindset shift that needs to take place? Have you not caught up to your circumstances and the miracles that are in your life yet? And this is actually inviting you to bask in what is there. So really sit with this, sink in with this, and see what feels true for you. But let's recap our reading. So to start, we have miracle And Miracle is reminding us to really be in the frequency of possibility, to look around us and hold the belief that anything we want can come true. And that is a reminder that we need as we tenderly look at what is not so true for us, what's not really working anymore, where we're dissatisfied, where we might need to ask for more, where we might need to even take a break and step back because we're operating and doing something that's not even in our energy. Okay? And in order to move through, to open to these miracles and to move through any potential dissatisfaction, we are being invited to see beyond our present circumstances with the Seer, to trust in our talents with the Spirit Fox, and to bask in our joy and light with Summer and the Bumblebee. So I think that we have really important messages here. I think that this is exactly spot on for where we are, which is like, okay, we're opening into these new realms of possibility. We are thawing this sort of rigid heart that I've felt collectively for a time, but we are being asked to play in who we are, to shine our light, and to be our own miracle too. Like this is really saying, be your own miracle too. So those are the cards. And before we get into the tea, which if you've not joined me before is my personal update, I want to just take a moment here to drop in for just a second. And I just want us all to really imagine, to feel in our bodies, in our hearts, in our energy, in our emotions, what it would be like if we woke up today, tomorrow, if we woke up from a nap this afternoon and we were just feeling so deeply satisfied and like we were in the miracle of life. You feeling so deeply satisfied and in the miracle of life. How do you hold yourself? What are you excited to do? Who are you excited to be around? Just really feeling, allowing in every cell of your being the possibility of miracles, of opening to so much more than you could ever imagine. Feel that inner spark or glow of joy beginning to radiate out from you as you realize you are standing in a life that surprises you with how much good there is. How do you feel standing in delight, standing in joy? How does it feel to show up from your heart and your soul and shine your light in the world? Whether that is to a small group of people or an audience of hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Imagine yourself standing in the power of that service to the world, but utmost service to yourself, to your highest good. And just breathe that in. Yeah, honey. And as you breathe that in, just let this moment go. I want us to all play in the possibilities, my friends. So let's talk tea. I'm getting ready to go live again here in, 23 minutes. So I'll be live over on YouTube to have a podcast here in a little bit. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give a little update about where I'm at with my novel. So I've officially hit 28,000 words. I did not get to write hardly at all last week because it was quite the busy week. Today I have this podcast, and then I'm going to go socialize again. And then I am going to write on Tuesday. Wednesday is my typical newsletter. I'm going to write on Thursday, but I'm also going to socialize on Thursday. Friday I'm going to write. And then Saturday and Sunday, I'm supposed to go socialize. So as I was saying earlier, I'm not in my hermit season when it comes to personal right now, but I feel like I'm more in hermit season when it comes to professional right now, despite the fact that I'm showing up, here and moon ceremonies and podcasts and things like that. I am really building to something new and what is next, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But I've been very grateful to have the time to write. I have really been taking it for the lesson that it has been of understanding how my own manifestation language works and how I will make what I'm saying happen, as do we all. And so I kept saying, I want time to write and I want time to write, and I have it, and I'm grateful for it. And in that, I have been really opening to anchor into faith that everything else is going to work out as I'm standing in my power and in my joy and in my truth. And being a writer is the most important thing. As we were just having that drop in, and I was saying something about, what feels good to do or whatever. See, when I channel these things, they're like, whoop, in and out. That could be the ADHD, but it could also be spirit. But writing was what swelled up from within. It was like writing. Like, I always come back to writing. It is the most important thing to me. So I'm doing it. It's, I think what the biggest reflection has been is that this book 2, THM, has been so much different. It's been completely different from the first book energetically. And in fact, Justin and I were talking last night, and he said, you actually have better energy this summer than you did last summer. And he reflected that, last summer I had just launched The Wind Sings Sorrow for the first time. It was a soft launch. It was not a big public launch, but I had, I raised over $1,000 in pre-orders and donations to get the cover done. And basically I got my box of books and shipped them out to people. And then I zipped my lips and didn't talk about it after that. And I was down for the count, honestly. And then after the book, I was down for the count there. And then the Park House saga started, and that was 7 months with pretty much no creativity on my end. I barely could even think about the book. So this time with book 2 in this series, if you're unfamiliar with me, I have other books, but this is in the Ter'Ahn's Chosen series. So book 2 of Ter'Ahn's Chosen, I'm really approaching with a different level of patience and really exploring what's here for me in it. There's been some really interesting energetic things for me to work through, and just constant illumination of where I am, where my work is, and all that good stuff. It's 11/11, by the way, bless. So I have really been sitting with the writing, continuing to do that, continuing to work on my perfectionism and thawing the high expectations I was placing on myself to write 2,000 words every day, or like just craziness, right? Like, you have to write for 6 hours if you're going to write in a day. Otherwise it's not a writing day. I don't need writing days all the time, right? I'm learning that I can write in little bits and pieces here and there, and that can be just fine. And, sometimes it is late at night sitting on the edge of my bed that I can grab my BYOK, which stands for Bring Your Own Keyboard. It's just a little digital screen. And I have a wireless keyboard that I have it's sitting on all the time. And I can just grab that and write. And one night I wrote like 400 words before I went to bed. And that was like, oh my gosh, so cool. It was like such a, I did it. Like I expanded, I grew moment. So I continue to stand more and more in my power and my joy and shine my light in my way. And I'm always here cheering you on and doing the same. So on that note, please know that every opportunity I have to support you, I want to. So if I have an opportunity to work with you one-on-one, would love that. If I have an opportunity to write a blog or speak on something live that you would like to hear me talk or teach about, I would love that. So please don't hesitate ever to leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to hear about, see, etc. I already think I know what my end of the blog month, yes, end of the month blog will be, because I posted a YouTube video earlier this month on why healing feels so exhausting, and I think we might want to bring that over here to Substack as well. But I want to hear from you. I want to know what you want, right? And how I can best serve you from my heart and soul. So that's where Anchored by Earth comes in. And I'm really excited to share this. Marketing is like my scariest thing in the world. By the way, if you are a marketer or you know a marketer who would like to work with me and get an exchange going until things ramp up and my business is a well-oiled machine that's actually making routine money, and then I can pay you routinely, I would love that. But on that note, I'm getting ready to launch this November Anchored by Earth, which is going to be my group community program circle thing. And we are going to walk the wheel of the year together, which is the 8 seasonal holidays. We are going to tune to the moon together. We are going to get to know our own inner seasons. We are going to ground. We are going to center. We're going to get our power back, and we are going to walk anchored together in our mission to bring more love to the planet and more peace and safety to the planet by first anchoring into ourselves and receiving the support that is here for us. So there will be a formal curriculum, and then there will be the community circle. And I can't wait to invite people in. More details will be coming out about that after we get out of Mercury retrograde. And I will likely have some special offers about that coming forward for those of you who are in my audience now, who are early to the circle and have been in my community for a while. So I can't wait to invite you to be Anchored by Earth with me. But other than that, I'm really I'm kind of sitting back right now and focusing on the book and not doing a lot of the extra professional healing spiritual space things, because right now that creation is the most important. But I am really enjoying my one-on-one work right now with the people who are in my sphere, and would love to welcome a few more people. I have 2 spots open for Seasons of Soul as of right now. So if you are looking to deep dive into yourself and your sacred blueprint, let's chat about that, because that is 4 months of intense one-on-one work with me. And like I said, I have room for 2 people. So I love y'all. The messages this week, like I said, really focusing on this miracle card. Let's really call in these miracles. And friend, please be careful, not in a paranoid way, but be careful what you're wording and what you are wishing for. That is my biggest lesson right now, is no spiritual bypassing. Acknowledge the thing that's uncomfortable, that's not working, the thing you're dissatisfied with, or whatever that might be. And then dream and call it in and anchor it in and receive whatever you need, so that you don't have to continue to hold the muddy, sticky, uncomfortable, blah situation. All right. So I'll be back here again in a week. I have another blog going live tomorrow, and you can find me over on YouTube in about 10 minutes, live again, and that's at Druid Safrianna. So this replay will be up later with the cards and whatnot, but until next time, I love y'all. Bye for now.